StartupGeist Podcast. Learn from aspiring entrepreneurs and their journey over time. It shows entrepreneurs are not born. We are self-made.
Welcome to the StartupGeist Podcast. This is a We Are Self-Made episode. This is the first out of 5 where we document the journey of an entrepreneur over the next 6 months. This show is not your traditional show on entrepreneurship with quitty quotes about failing fast and often, but an honest look at the good, bad and ugly. It's an experiment and I hope you will enjoy it. Today I talked to Felipe. He is 28 years young, Canadian entrepreneur.
27.
Oops, sorry. He is known for building a lifestyle business, doing dropshipping at its best now, making 3K per month to enjoy the life he wants and truly deserves. His journey was covered in episode number 17 of the StartupGeist podcast. Listen about his journey and struggles, how he get where he is today. Thanks, Felipe, to be on the show and taking part of this experiment.
I'm very excited, man.
What do you expect, or what do you think to get out of it? Why do you take part?
I like the experimentation aspect of it, but I'm also open to anything. I'm not a structured individual the way maybe you are, but I'm excited to do this and see where it will take me. But I don't have any reservations or goals with this. You know, that's not my style. I'm just open. So let's do it. You know what I mean?
Perfect.
Yeah.
And as the listeners might know who tuned into episodes before where I spoke to Callum, John, and Adrian, we will cover 5 things, getting to know you a little bit more, your bigger goals in life, if you have any 6-month goals down the road as part of the experiment, and last but not least, public announcement. Let's deep dive a little bit who you are. If you could be an animal, what would it be?
Oh, if I could be an animal, I don't know. I'd like to be a bird because of the freedom, you know, but some days I could be a sloth. Sometimes I feel like I could be a snake.
Wow.
If I'm feeling bad, if I feel like I'm taking advantage of someone, that's bad. I feel like every day it can be different. I wouldn't say that I'm one animal in particular, for sure. But I like the idea of being a bird. Bird, just being free, you know, that's the main one.
What does freedom mean to you?
Being able to wake up whenever I like, and not having an alarm clock, and living life on my own terms. Is
this a bigger goal for your life, to always be free?
I don't know. I feel like I've already reached that goal. You know, that's been a goal of mine for a long time. Like, my mom asked me after I graduated high school, what do you want to do? I said, Mom, I think I want to retire. You know what I mean? So she laughed, and I was serious, you know. And I went to university, and I just fell into the university thing because it was the right thing to do. But yeah, now I'm kind of like living life on my own terms. Knock on wood, I don't want it to change, but we'll see what happens, you know.
Yeah, we will talk about your goals a little later and what you're optimizing your life for right now. But that's why I wanted you to be on this experiment and on the show, because I think you have an interesting life approach. But before we do so, let me ask you 1 or 2 more questions. What's one bad habit you are trying to get rid of right now?
I'm actually working on my diet right now. I've really neglected. I've never really cared about how I eat or how I drink. I tried like anybody else to like lose weight and stuff like that, but I've never really been successful. I've always drank a lot, you know, partied a lot, ate when I was drunk, stuff like this. So that would probably be a bad habit for sure.
Why do you focus on it right now?
Sorry?
Why do you focus on your diet and improving your overall health and the way you eat, what you eat?
Why am I doing it? Okay, I'll be, so I came back to Chiang Mai, and I lived with Hugh, who was actually on your podcast also. And Hugh's a life coach and really into fitness, and that's part of his whole business and his whole stick. And yeah, that kind of rubbed off on me. And he made it very, like layman's terms almost, like he's like, it's just calories in, calories out. And I think my mind is very mechanical in that sense. You know what I mean? It's more triggered Uh, yeah, so that rubbed off on me, and since then I've been trying to eat better and work out and stuff like that. And that was about in August, in the beginning of August, and now it's October.
Okay. What are you following right now? So is there any tip you can share what Hugh gave you or a book you read?
Yeah, with Hugh, it was just literally, he just looked at like my habits, and it was like my bad habits were alcohol. So he's like, look, you can't stop drinking alcohol because I enjoy drinking. So just stop drinking beer and drink soda with whiskey the way people do in Thailand. So I do drink beer sometimes, but I've been cutting down on that. So that's a major habit. In terms of what I'm working on, I started listening to The 4-Hour Body by Tim Ferriss. So if it's what I want myself, but I'm exploring that as of now. The 4-Hour Body, so the slow carb diet at the moment.
Thanks for sharing. And would you be held accountable over the next 6 months when it comes to your diet? Because one thing I want to achieve with StartupGeist is to show people and listeners that entrepreneurs shouldn't be one-dimensional douchebags. So just focusing on your business,
right?
You can do this, but I want to show the person behind every idea in business. And diet, health, sleep. It's one thing that is important too. Do you want to be held accountable?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing for me was to be realistic, and that's where Hugh helped me. When I first came back, I wanted to go to the gym. He's like, dude, don't overdo it. People go, I want to go to the gym, then they go to the gym for 1 week straight and then burn out and then die, right? Not die, but like don't ever go again. So the way it started was when I came to Chiang Mai in August, I was probably between 190, 195 pounds. We don't do kilograms back in Canada. And now I'm kind of sitting at about 180 pounds. And I've kind of plateaued at 180 pounds for like the last 2 to 3 weeks. I don't know if that was just like the initial water weight phase, but my goal is to get to 165. But I also want to build muscle. So I don't know if my weight might kind of be leveling out, but since I'm like lifting weights, so like I'm gaining muscle. So I'm not sure because I don't really have like somebody like a personal trainer or something like that to tell me.
Dude,
but I feel better. I feel better for sure. Like I feel like I could see more definition and stuff in my body.
Nice. Sure. So let's write this down. 165 pounds.
165.
If you could change one thing about your life instantly, what would it be?
If I could change one thing about my life, I think it would be to better attack things that I have on my plate. So, for example, I've been talking about getting a VA to do my tasks for me for like 3 weeks, and I've been talking to one of my told me I should do. He's a really successful business guy. So things like that, like really attacking things that I know I need to do, whereas I'm more like a procrastinator. Like I'll eventually do it, but it will take me like a month when it could have taken me 3 days. Do you know what I mean? So attacking my objectives. I wouldn't say goals because I'm a little bit slower when it comes to goals and stuff like that, but my objectives for like the week or for the month or for every other week. Yeah.
What did you observe in yourself or the self-talk you do when it comes to procrastination? So why do you hold those things off even though you know it's the right thing to do to grow your business, to get peace of mind?
Why do I hold it off? I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just like a mental barrier. I'm not sure why I do those things, to be honest with you, Danny. Like I'm not I can't lie. Like I'm not extremely goal oriented. Mm-hmm. I'm not extremely like a self-discipline. In terms of self-discipline, I've never really had that. Mm-hmm. You know, I've always kind of been more of like a laid back kind of guy who just goes with the flow and kind of floats through life, you know, and I'll be honest, like I've float through life because now I've kind of like reached my original goal was to just, as I said, not have to live life on my own terms, and I'm there. I mean, I don't value tangible things. So like I came to Thailand with a backpack with like five t-shirts, you know, 5 of everything and a laptop. And I feel like that's what I wanted to do, and I've got there. So now I'm kind of like in a place where yes, I'm growing, it's gonna die, but I'm kind of like content, and I don't know it's not that I'm content. I wouldn't say content, but I'm kind of just here floating through life again. So I need to make another goal. So this is why this will help me too.
Yeah, awesome. And like this is an interesting thing, and I definitely suffer from it as well, right? Like you say one thing, like for example, for you it would be, I want to stop procrastinating. But in the end, you're kind of a floaty person, as you just described.
Yeah.
You have expectations about yourself, and then you hold yourself kind of accountable, but it's not who you are. And I wonder where this kind of voice comes from. It's not us, but it might be society, or you look at other entrepreneurs, you see how they follow through, and then this kind of voice speaks in your head like, oh, Felipe or Danny, you should be doing the same. But that's not who you are. That's not how you achieve success. So it almost feels like I'm supposed to do this, but that's how I do my thing. And it's like the two forces that kind of speak to you.
I think the social dynamics of anything, I mean, like being like just hanging out with, because when I built what I built, I was literally in my mom's kitchen working by myself. All my friends were at work, and I was just like, had no distraction in the sense of like friends, like, not that I didn't have friends. It's just like when I hung out with my friends, like it would be on the weekends and we'd go to a bar and we drink, and it was just like normal, like normal, like North American like lifestyle, right? Now I'm here, and there's so many different people, all kind of with the one thing we have in common is entrepreneurship, but we're still very different. So I've been having a hard time. I'll see like so and so doing this and be like, oh, I could do that. I should do that. And then I'll see so and so doing this and I'll be like, oh, I could do that. And I think you're right. I just need to kind of like do me, be myself.
Yeah. How can you embrace more of being me, being myself, instead of looking at others?
How does one do that? I mean, I still think you need role models. You still need people to look up to and to strive towards. Maybe we picking the role models that align most with my beliefs, which I maybe have not found. I've been having a hard time with like every time all the time that I'm not working on making money, I feel like I'm wasting my time. And that's probably a flawed, like I should be working on like what makes me happy, like a hobby that has nothing to do with making money. Those kind of things I'm actually really lacking in my life right now. This is not like me. I'm never honest like this with anybody. So you're doing something good.
Thanks for being honest. And I don't know how many people listen, but maybe it's just the two of us talking. And that's certainly how I see it. Last one, before we go into the bigger goals, what's the best piece of advice you have ever been given?
Yeah, you stumped me. I don't know. I actually can't even think of one. Like I'm trying to think, and I want to make up a fake one, but I don't. What piece of advice has somebody given me? Oh, never assume.
What do you mean?
My friend's dad just said that. He's just like whenever he just said never assume. That's all he said. Like, oh, I thought this was gonna happen. He's like, yeah, never assume. So. Can
you give us an example where you kind of assumed, but then later look back, fuck, I shouldn't have assumed? Maybe just recently?
I don't know. I honestly, I can't think like that. Like, that's weird. But do you know what I mean by never assumed? Like, just like a tax situation. I thought that if I registered a business in the US, I would get double taxed. But then Sebastian, one of my friends, said, who's not an American, nor am I, said if we register an American corporation, we don't have to pay tax on our business. But I just assumed that you had to. So I was about to incorporate in Canada, which I haven't yet. I'm not incorporated. I'm still just a sole proprietor. I don't know which one, which is another thing I'm procrastinating against, where to register my corporation. I assumed. Assume, man.
I like this advice because we all assume stuff, and most of us, we are not aware of it. So I think it's one of the best points I've ever heard on my podcast so far. Never assume. I love it. I'm gonna write it down. In terms of the bigger goals, where do you see yourself in, I don't know, 3 to 5 years? Will you be still hanging out in Chiang Mai and drinking whiskey and soda?
Fuck, dude. Can we swear on here? It's okay?
Yeah, okay.
Or should I keep it sorry? I won't swear. 3 to 5 years, man. I don't know. Honestly, I don't even have a 3 to 5 year goal. I've reached my goal. My goal is to be, maybe it's just shying away from like the bigger thing of life, you know? I'm just out here kind of like floating, and like I'm happy at the moment. Some days I'm sad, but mainly happy.
Yeah.
3 to 5 years, no. 3 to 5 months. Yeah, I don't look at it like a friend of mine named Callum, who you know, just said like people always make these goals, but like in reality, like your life is gonna change every month to month. Like what I thought 6 months ago is different than what I think now. So in terms of, I have like 1 to 3 months, you know, I have a visa that's going to last me till March here, and then that's it. And then from there, maybe in February or January, I have to decide, oh, maybe I'll go to Barcelona or Germany for a month or two. My goal right now is to go back to Canada for the summer, like June, July.
Yeah.
Rent an apartment in a really nice place. If I could convince other entrepreneurs to come join me in Canada, that would be cool too.
What about building or growing your business? Are you fine with where you are right now, or do you want to grow it?
No, so I currently, like, don't get me wrong, like the business isn't dead. Like since we had our last podcast, I have a VA. So a VA is virtual assistant. For those who don't know, I'm sure everybody knows who listens to this. She does all of my products. She adds all my products for my store, and she's actually started to do design work for my store. She's a graphic designer, which she really impressed me with that. She's not full-time though, because she has a life and has a job in the Philippines. So we do project-based stuff, which kind of works for me because I don't always have work to give her. I also have a VA who answers my phones now in California. So I got an American guy doing all my customer service, which really works for me now because obviously I'm in Thailand. In terms of growing, yes.
What was the impact on this tactic, getting a VA in the US answering your phone calls? Just quickly share a few numbers.
That was my biggest stress. So the biggest problem with living out in Thailand when your business it functions in North America is the time zone. Just honestly. So if somebody calls, somebody received the wrong item, they call and it used to just go to the answer machine. They would leave a message, sometimes angry. I would have to call in the middle of the night or call early in the morning. And this guy is just wonderful dude. So it costs so since we actually spoke, I built another website, one that's not doing so good. It's making money, you know, a couple $100 a month. It's nothing special. It has potential possibly, but I'm still working towards something else. So I basically made an agreement with him that it's $5 per day per store. So I have two, even though the second one doesn't even get a call. I don't know if it's even got a call, but I'm okay. So I give him about $10 a day, so about $200 a month. I've also incentivized him to give coupon codes to people who want to make larger purchases. And he got me one sale that was about $1,600, which I made $400 off of. So kind of maybe paid for itself. Yeah. So, and it's just, even if it doesn't pay off and it's a cost of doing business, one, it's more professional. Two, it's like less stress, less headache. So it's worth it. It's worth every dollar. I got lucky, I think, with this guy.
In terms of growing your business, where do you want to be in 3 to 5 months before you go back to Canada? If
I could get to that, so I've been floating between 2,500 and 4K. Like my best month was 4K, but it's been consistently 2,500. This month I'm on track to probably do 3,500 to 4K. Wow. I got a really big sale last night. So if I could get between 5 and 10, and I know the formula. I mean, I just have to add more products, and that's kind of like where my expertise ends. But I'm actually working with a friend of mine named Chris, who is working with my AdWords, and we plan on meeting, and I'm going to pay him to optimize my ads.
Perfect. So are you saying that in order to grow your business, you just need to add more products to your store?
I'm saying that is my capability. That is the way I can grow my business, because that's the way I know how to do it. Like, for example, I'm not a graphic designer. I'm not a web developer. I'm not a web designer. So I could grow my business like that. I would have to outsource that. I'm not familiar or really good with AdWords or Facebook ads. So that's why I've been talking to a friend to help me with that. But I mean, in terms of like what I know works for me is that, yeah, getting new suppliers, adding new products, and then the tweaks can, increase the margins.
Yeah.
But I could kind of just go bigger picture with it.
Yeah. How many, do you want to put a number out there in terms of the next 3 to 6 months? How many more products, suppliers you want to add to your platform?
Well, I've been eyeing this one supplier, and right now it's a really bad time to get suppliers in my industry because there's a big trade show going on. So all of the big companies are kind of focused for the next week or two. I know for sure I'm going to get. When's the next time we're going to speak?
In 5 weeks.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I could get 3 more easily, easily, like this week if I wanted to. So let's say there's one I really want. I'm obviously not going to say the name because that would give away business. But yeah, let's do 3. Let's do 3. Write that down, 3, and then 165 pounds. Oh, but maybe not in 1 month, 165 pounds, but that's the long-term goal.
Okay. In terms of the suppliers, why not 5?
Because I can reach 3 no matter what. I can do 5 too.
You don't want to stretch yourself?
Okay, let's. You want to do 5? So here's the thing, like the way it works with suppliers, like I could get 5. It doesn't mean they're going to be good. So if like the shipping terms aren't going to work, I won't do it. Like okay. I could get people on board. Like I have, for example, for my new website, I got a new supplier and I haven't uploaded the products because I just looked at their numbers. I'm like, it's a waste of my time.
Okay.
I don't even want to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
quality
I can find 3 quality
quantity.
suppliers that I. Sure. Yeah.
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 Okay. Well, let's put this down. In terms of your business, so adding suppliers, you're hiring a consultant doing your AdWords campaigns. What else could there be? Like anticipate any bigger obstacles or challenges. Could your site break? Could you run out of business if there's a competitor? Trademark issues? Is there anything that you could anticipate going wrong in the next 6 months?
Yeah, I thought I had an issue with trademark issue.
Yeah.
I showed a couple of lawyers. I showed one lawyer. She told me that it was okay. And then I told my friend who's had experience stuff, and he said, in terms of that's always been a fear of mine. But hopefully that won't happen. Competitors, yeah, there's always new competitors. Like my niche is super competitive. What I have is really good organic traffic now, which I think is very difficult to compete with. And don't get me wrong, like I'm a small, like making $3,000 in this niche I'm just a lifestyle entrepreneur. There's companies making 300 million a month. I'm just taking a little piece of the pie so I can live my little life here in Thailand for the moment. So I'm not like ahead of the industry. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie to myself. But yeah, there's always just a way to carve out a little piece. Can someone hack my stuff? Maybe, but like, I don't know. I wouldn't even know how to begin to protect that. What do you think? What else? What other things in terms of what could go wrong? Well, yeah. I'll tell you one. Like AdWords can ban my account.
Okay.
If AdWords bans my account, I'm the F word.
Yeah. Fuck. Okay. Sorry, I said it. No, I mean it's okay. I think like as I know you, and that's why I wanted you to be on the show as well. And thanks for being so honest and transparent. I think you built a really solid business there, right? And you build it in a way that you don't need to worry a lot. And I think that's what I want to get out of you and show people how to build businesses, even if it's bigger businesses. I think that's something I definitely want to learn from you, how to not stress out, how to calm, right? And see the bigger picture. And I think you not having bigger obstacles and challenges ahead of you means you have everything under control. So far you can judge, right? And that's certainly something I want to learn and acknowledge you for. What about starting a third, fourth website and grow the stuff you are good at, like adding suppliers, finding a niche, stuff like this?
Yeah, it's definitely been a thought. It's been a thought of mine. I toy with the idea of potentially doing that and documenting it, and then putting affiliate links for all the products that I use to create another income stream.
Yeah.
So that's something I've thought about. I could also, make another website, but I don't know if that's what I want to do either. I could just grow the one I have now. I have two. I can grow the second one. The goal should be to grow the second one to 1K.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe
like what?
You want to commit to it,
or take it out to the back and shoot it, because it's just like not a good business, you know, not a good niche. Do I want to commit to growing that one to $1,000?
So where are you right now over the last 3 months?
I genuinely don't believe. I don't want to like make a goal that I can't reach. I don't know.
Where are you with the other store? Like on a monthly average over the last 3 months?
No, it's not done well. It's probably made like about $150 per month.
Okay,
so for me to say that it's gonna make $1,000 in the next 4 weeks would be silly. It's just like honesty. Like I don't want to honest. Like I'm also like that. I'm like realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm a very realistic person. Like I'm 180 pounds. To say that I can't become 165 pounds before the time I leave Thailand would be lazy. Like, of course I could do that. It's very possible if I work towards it. Of course I can get 3 suppliers in the next 4 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can I make it $1,000? Perhaps, but I don't want to like put that on record and then fail. That sucks.
Yeah, I see. And it's another thing I can learn. For example, I'm overly ambitious. Always set myself too big goals, and eventually I'm gonna get closer to them, and I might overtake other people who set smaller goals, but it's stressful, right? It stresses me out, as you know, and I like this realistic approach to things. Going back to the growing your businesses a little bit and 165 pounds, and that's the last one when we talk about objectives and goals, whatever this means. If you achieve them, how will you feel?
The money one or the weight?
Both.
I think the money one is it wouldn't feel any different because I've made that much money in my life before. The weight would be, I'd feel more accomplished. I'd be more proud of, because that's something I haven't done. You know, like my best weight since I've been like above 20 has been like 175.
Wow. Okay.
You know what I mean? So I'm about 5 pounds away from that. You know what I mean? So to go to 160, 165 in the next 6 months, that would be an accomplishment for me.
Yeah.
Big time. I would feel great.
Wow.
I would feel like a new man.
Woohoo! Yeah, I can't wait to see this. So that's perfect. I mean, I noted 165 pounds, 3 quality suppliers for your first store. Let's discuss your second store the next time. Let's see what happened. What are you like? Just generally asking, what do you plan over the next 5 to 6 weeks to do? Like when it comes to the first store. So the first store, it's 3 suppliers. What else will you be doing? And when it comes to the second store, and then we are done.
Okay, the first store, get more suppliers, get a couple more, 3 to 4, 3 to 5, whatever. Good quality suppliers with good margins, products that actually work well with my store. Mm-hmm. Secondly, do the AdWords with Chris, my friend Chris. And the last thing that Nick told me to do, he's like, whether or not my friend Nick, very successful business guy, whether or not I'm going to hire a VA, what I should be doing now is documenting my processes. Mm-hmm. So when I get an order, what do I do? In my mind, I know all the processes, right? Mm-hmm. But like if I were to just get hit by a car, my business would just end.
Yeah.
But if I had almost like not cheat sheets, but like a guide.
Yeah.
A guide of what to do when this happens, what to do when this happens, what to do when this happens. Then I could hand that over to someone and be like, can you help me run this? So that's what I would do with the VA. So that would be something I should do for sure. That's something that's very difficult for me because I hate structure. I hate structure. I hate like, you know what I mean? I hate writing like, do this, then do that, then do this, then do that. I'm just like, oh, I know how to do it easily. Like this is quick.
Why don't you sit down with someone who's good at it and you pay him and then he documents it for you? You have the money, you have the mindset. Why should you do it?
Yeah, because I have a hard time like paying for things that I can do. Like that I can do. Like I know I can do that.
I see.
You know what I mean? Whereas like AdWords, like structuring like what I do. I mean, I do it anyways. It's just writing down what I did. That's like schoolwork. You know, it's not like hard work.
But you hated schoolwork.
Yeah, I did. I hated it.
What about your second store? What are the actions?
The second store, I think I went too niche. So it's limited in the products that I can put. And I kind of what's the word? I don't even know. Thought that it would, all I had to do was make a beautiful site and put these products up, and these products that are beautiful are just going to sell when it's just like not the case. But I mean, I sold one yesterday, but it's been like few and far between.
Yeah. And that's one of the learnings you had recently, right? It's like a good-looking website, good-looking products don't necessarily convert into sales because your first store the website isn't that nicely designed and you make much more sales.
Yeah, and the reason why like nicely designed to us is important, but like maybe to like a 40-year-old just trying to buy something, they don't care. Like they want it actually to like be easy. So like the style of website that I created in the second time around is kind of like the new style of websites where like the drop down menu is at the top and you scroll from up and down. Yeah. And that's what every new website looks like today. Every pretty website, you scroll up from down and the menu bar is on the top like this. But the other website I have is the menu bar is on the side. This is the one thing, a determining factor, I think. I can't think of anything else. I swear, I can't think of anything else that's different. Because like the bounce rate is, people come in onto my nice, pretty site and leave quicker than they do on my ugly one. So there you go.
Thanks for sharing it. There's only one thing left to do. It's your public announcement. Will you be committing for another 4 episodes as you did today, openly and transparently sharing your journey, and let's see where it leads us?
I mean, yeah, let's do it. Experiment. I said it. So what do we say? The 165 though, I'm not going to do in a month. Yeah. That's so I don't know. I don't have a timeline for that. But
let's see how close you get in the next 6 months, right?
Yeah. Oh no. I think that I'll be able to do it by the time we're done this, but not in 4 weeks.
Yeah, of course. Okay. And then you want to grow your business to between 5K to 10K over the next. That's just the shooting range, right? As you said. Yeah. And
I think it's possible. I think it's because 4 to 5K is a lot easier than 4 to 10K. So I think I can do 5K. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Perfect. And the next step for this is adding 3 quality suppliers in the next month, and then you hopefully will be documenting the process, or at least start documenting it. And thanks for committing. Thanks for taking part in this experiment. Is there anything else you want to leave us with?
No, I'm heading to the gym.
Thanks. Enjoy your gym. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
StartupGeist Podcast. Entrepreneurs are not born. We are self-made. Please leave an honest rating on iTunes or leave a comment on startupgeist.com/podcast. Thank you for listening.